Good morning, everybody. Hello all, this is Samyuktha, an actor in Indian panorama. I'm from Chittoor, a very small village in the district of Palakkad in Kerala. You know, when I was invited for this TEDx, I was really confused. I mean, what should I talk about? Should I just tell that story of a little girl from a small village growing up, becoming that actor in Indian cinema, crossing all the struggles? And of course, a dramatic background score has to play in everyone's head. Or should I just take that pseudo-motivational tone and tell you things like, have your dreams, follow your dreams, you know, everything that will sound right until your alarm rings at 6 a.m.? I was like, I don't know. But now, I've got something that is really simple, but I promise you I won't cringe bomb you. The topic that I'm going to talk about, we all have, and we all do, but probably may not be respecting it. Laughter. Laughter. What I mean by laughter is not the polite hee-hee that you put, when your teacher says something, or that LOL that you type on your phone without even laughing, just smiling. I don't mean that kind of laughter. I mean the real laughter, the one that you do and your eyes waters and your stomach aches and your dignity disappears. That laughter is liberation. Growing up in Chittoor, that small village, life was not cinematic. There was no slow motion entries. There was no background music. There was just extraordinary relatives, of course, who just do sudden entries in our lives and pass some comments about me. The usual things that which everyone faces from their relatives and cousins. But we had this ordinary life, very normal days. There is something else that I grew up with. Something that feels so home, something that feels so Kerala. There is a saying, and that saying is slightly terrifying, by the way. It says, if you laugh so much, you will have to cry very soon. Like, you know, life is an emotional accounting system that today you laugh, tomorrow life is going to send you an invoice and make you cry, probably with a GST added. I mean, what are you talking about? It's just laughter. And then my mother used to warn me about this. And by the way, she didn't invent it. She inherited it from my grandmother. And the matrilineage just passed it down, like family heirloom. I mean, some families pass down gold, wealth, properties. Our matrilineage just passed down emotional quotient. Years later, when I grew up, and by the way, when I say I grew up, I actually mean that I started pretending to be an adult. I'm just a small child in my heart. I had one of those self-motivation moments. You know, the kind of moments where everybody feels like today is the day where I'm going to fix my life. I sat down, took a deep breath, and after lots of introspection, I decided to write down what are those bad habits that I have. And guess the number of bad habits that I've got? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. No, I just got 3. Just 3. And when I say 3, I know that either I'm extraordinarily disciplined or I'm just in a complete delulu, an absolute delulu where I feel that I have just 3 bad habits. And the first bad habit, which everyone will have it here and I know that for sure, is doom scrolling. Take your phone, just watch your Instagram or any social media app watch reels. One after other. You are eating, you watch reels. You are in bathroom, you watch reels. I don't know if phones are allowed in your campuses. If it is allowed, I'm very sure that in classroom, watch reels. And what kind of reels? There you go. Same here. I don't watch any of those motivational videos. That's enough. That's going on so much in my life. I watch a panda doing kung fu with plastic bucket. I watch probably a politician giving a very important political speech which eventually becomes a stand-up comedy. Or I will watch somebody just casually slipping down and we have those dramatic background music playing. Or by the way, I also watch my own trolls. People troll me and I laugh at it. That's fun. I don't think everybody gets that opportunity unless you have a college group where you troll each other. Anyway, I go through that. And I laugh. And guess what? I just don't laugh like hee hee. I laugh, guys. I just laugh. I just laugh loud until my eyes waters and my stomach hurt. And next step, what do I do after watching reels? What do you guys do after watching reels? Share. Sharing is caring, especially when it comes to reels. And you have those categories in your life. You know to whom to share your motivational video. You know whom to share your political things. You know whom to share those single romantic videos. Yes, we have those, like motivation each other. It's okay, guys, I am single, you are single, we don't have boyfriend, girlfriend, it's fine. Okay, I share. And I share just randomly. I have those categories in my head. And those reels ends up in the DM of my close friends. And without me realizing that they have a life happening. There is something serious going on in their life. I'm just there, ting, 2 a.m., panda doing kung fu in their inbox. And that's my kind of sharing. From all this, I just realized something. Laughter is not always considered a nice thing in this serious world. You know, when you want to look serious, when people want to take you seriously, you should look serious. And if you want to look intelligent in a room, you should not laugh. And if you want to look powerful, keep a straight face. Think about it. A philosopher shouldn't laugh. A priest should not laugh. And guess what? What if a philosopher or a Buddha just keeps cracking jokes? You are like, is Buddha deep enough? Or is a priest, are they even thinking enough? No. I mean, for all these centuries, humanity have been discussing about, did Jesus laugh? Yes. And let's come to literature. A Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco. And guess at the core of this story, at the heart of this story is fear. Fear of what? Not fear of war, not fear of death, but fear of laughter. Because laughter questions authority. Laughter disrupts structure. Laughter makes power uncomfortable. And this gets even more interesting, more than anything else. A woman laughing out loud is a social problem. I mean, in my Palakkad, where my land is famous for toddy and paddy. If you know toddy, I don't know, just know about it, you will like that place, where tall palm trees stood tall, and on top of it, yakshis dwell. You know yakshis. These are these mysterious, beautiful, bloodthirsty, but very seductive. Yakshi is yakshi, and yakshi is not ghost. With all due respect to English language, most of the words that is so close to us does not have a clear translation into the language of English. So, with due respect, I don't call her a ghost, she is yakshi. And there is this one quality which we use to describe yakshi. She laughs. Not shyly, not sweetly, she laughs loudly uncontrollably, widely, and freely. She laughs. Why is always the laughter of a woman changed into something dangerous in our stories? Why the laughter that she does, which should be enjoyable, becomes eerie? Why does freedom becomes fear? And by the way, our history, or rather I would say stories, take this even further. There is an instance in Mahabharata, in the grand hall, in the grand palace, Duryodhan slips and falls because of his own arrogance. And there is laughter, because when somebody is falling, what is the first instinct that we have got? We laugh. And among those who laughed is a woman, Draupadi. And what follows? It's not a joke, not an apology, a wound. And a question that echoes through ego, power, and patriarchy. How dare she laugh? Think about it. And what followed after that? Public shaming, humiliation, and an entire war waiting to erupt. Of course, Mahabharata is very vast and it's very large. Not a single incident can cause a war. But from this, I realized something that is really uncomfortable. A woman's laughter is not considered very lightly by everyone. It's considered sometimes personally, it's considered publicly, and it is considered dangerously. Let's keep these old stories and all those, things aside, and let's move on. Now, we are in the modern world, the post-modern world, and the ultra-modern world of equality, guys. And they say things have changed. Has it? I don't know, girls, come tell me. I come from the entertainment industry, a place that claims to be progressive, creative, and open-minded. And yet, laughter has rules. Let me tell you about one of my most favorite on-screen character, Mrs. Maisel. She's beautiful, she's charming, and she's beautifully put together. If you don't watch it for their content, if you don't watch it for their politics, girls, please watch it to see the way she dresses. And she walks in with her manager, where they're trying to pitch her in. They ask, what do you do? Ain't you a singer? Are you a singer? They're like, Maisel and her manager, no, she's a comic, she does comedy. And people are like, what? Comedy? I mean, because that fits, that feels acceptable. And the room shifts when she says she's a comic. I mean, a woman doing comedy, not assisting, not supporting, not laughing at someone else's jokes. She creating laughter. She owns the room and she holds the mic. That was really not easily accepted. Not that she wasn't talented, but it just didn't fit in. Because even in this so-called modern world, there are invisible roles. A woman can be beautiful, a woman can be graceful, a woman can be emotional. But when she decides to be funny, boldly, sharply, unapologetically funny, it shifts and it disrupts something. Because comedy is power. When you can make people laugh, you can control the room. You can control the narrative of that room and you can control the energy. And historically, that role was not easily given to women. Mrs. Maisel, and like her, she had to prove it again and again and again, not until the world just easily allowed it, but it left no choice, had to accept it. And this is the reality of the modern world. It exists. the equality, but it is still being negotiated every day in subtle ways, in quiet resistance, in a raised eyebrow or a surprise reaction. Because when women stand up and says, I'm not here to be pleasant, I'm not here to be appropriate, I'm here to be funny, that is not just entertainment. That is disruption, that is rebellion, and that is liberation. And in the film industry, especially down south, I have seen something really powerful. The women who dared, not just to act, not just to exist, but to laugh out loud and to make people laugh. That is Kovai Sarala, Manorama, KPSC Lalita, Bindu Panikar, Urvashi, and Kalpana. They just did not act. These are women who walked into a space that wasn't fully ready for them and owned it. They didn't wait to be graceful. By the way, they were all exceptionally graceful. They didn't wait to be acceptable. They laughed, they exaggerated, and they took up space. And more importantly, they made us laugh. And I truly believe this. And here you go. Making people laugh is not easy. It is not a surface level talent. It needs to come from somewhere deep within. Because to create laughter, you need to be unafraid, unfiltered, and unbothered. And people can make others laugh only when they are internally liberated. Because to create laughter, you should be free from fear. You should be free from judgment. You should be free from the need to appear perfect. And when a woman achieves that space, fearless, there is no expectation of perfection. She is not afraid to be judged. She is something. She is rare, she is powerful, and she is free, and she is liberated. When you speak of liberation, Statue of Liberty, which is the global symbol of freedom, is a woman. And she stands there with a very serious face. Maybe it's time we update this image. Maybe liberation is not silent. Maybe liberation is a woman who laughs out loud. Laughter is liberty. I asked my guru, my mentor, did Shakti ever laugh? You know, the goddess Adiparashakti. And he answered, yes, once and forever. And then she created this universe, this Leela. This is her play. Laughter is liberty. Thank you so much.